If I told you there is a lot of drama in the knife world, would you believe me? And this time, drama is centering around this guy. So the other night, I was on Whatnot auction site, calmly and responsibly bidding on knives. By the way, the brand I'm reviewing in this video is extremely popular on Whatnot. So when I came across the Blade HQ auction, I asked them about the brand. You know, and Whatnot, you can chat with them directly. So I asked, do you have any DreamTech? Here's their answer.
CBR, we do not carry DreamTech because they like to make clones of our knives.
That is a serious accusation. So I typed, which knives?
Our Desert Warrior stuff, our Desert Warrior stuff, they like to take all of those. Anything that's cool, they want to copy.
In the name of thorough research, I went on Blade HQ website, and the least expensive Desert Warrior knife that I found was about $55. And sure enough, on their website, DreamTech has a $46 knife. Very similar in its guise and appearance to what Blade HQ has to offer. Apparently, such styling is copyrighted by Blade HQ, and so I believe they're currently in litigation. I was not able to find anything described as Desert Warrior on DreamTech website, and if you don't know what it looks like, let me show you here. And here's a typical knife in this guise. Basically has Desert 10 blade and FDE handle. Standard US military colors, hence the Warrior. And apparently Blade HQ farms it out to different OEMs. Here's Boker Plus automatic in this guise that officially came from Blade HQ. But my question is, hey, Desert Warrior color combo is not uncommon. I personally call it avocado. I don't want to get too much into all this. I just want to review DreamTech knives because they're extremely popular. They're being bid on like crazy. And because of that, I purchased 3 of them just for the channel. I really otherwise had very little interest in the low to mid-grade price knives. So with this preamble, here are the knives, and they all come in the box either like this or this kind of sleeve. I'm not going to focus on the boxes here. I lost the sleeve. Plenty paraphernalia like most Asian companies, and I'm going to review 3 different types of knives that they sell or make and then sell. And one of them has another controversy associated with, which I will be able to dispel right here, right now on my channel. That controversy, unlike the Desert and Desert Warrior controversy, turns out to be a fake. So, and here's the most premium one I got, and notice how the packaging actually bumps you up a little bit. And I'm going to leave it in here because I wanted to show it to you later, or maybe even do a separate video. But this is their basic budget knife. What I find it at a first glance to be is a very well put together knife. So I think I paid less than $40 for this knife on the auction. I think MSRP is closer to 70. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. And then I was very interested in the pivot button lock. They call this lock roundhouse, as in Taekwondo karate kick roundhouse. And if I get inside this knife, you will see why. Now, these 2 knives, either one of them was definitely under $50 on an auction. They're probably more on their website, and both packages came with like little spare screws. This is as much of unboxing as you're going to get out of me. I'm pretty sure when I was buying it, I thought it was a hollow grind, but it's a high flat grind, and satin finish. It looks great. So we'll check them out and test them for hardness. Let me show you the premium one. This one, I have to check how much. I'll throw it on the screen, how much I paid for it. Titanium handles, Damascus inlay here. Not very big, but kind of attractive, I think. I don't think this is Damascus. It's just anodized something at the pivot, probably steel, just dark blue anodized, and a Damascus. And this is a true Damascus, and it has a machine slot for an iridescent insert. I think I'm going to do this review separately. One point I would like to make: when you're bidding on these knives on the auction or even looking online, be advised that not all of them have the roundhouse lock, even though some look like they do. So be careful. These knives were both under $45, 42 something, 43, and I am not particularly sure about it, but I'm pretty sure when I was bidding on it in haze and heat of the battle, I assumed that this was a roundhouse lock. And so that brings me to the lock. There is a controversy, or at least rumors circulating, and rumors don't circulate on their own. People spreading the rumors that this is a copy or stolen mechanism from another company. It is not the case. Roundhouse lock was developed by Sikio company, and at one of the blade shows, they showed it to an upstart American company called Aurora Knife and Tool. So Aurora Knife and Tool designed a knife around the lock, and they OEM'd it at WinPlus and Fenghua company. It's one company, long name. Anyway, that company made this knife on the screen for you. I don't have a copy of that knife, but eventually decided, hey, Sikio gave us the rights to the lock, so why don't we market it under our own name? So that's how DreamTech appeared. So hopefully this helps you see that there's no controversy associated with the roundhouse lock. It does resemble other pivot button locks, like this Vastid Vancor lock here on Vastid Raccoon V. And of course Rimet, which recently underwent a redesign in order to incorporate the safety lock that I recommended a couple years back. We also had earlier, so a decade ago, CRKT had this deadbolt lock, and deadbolt because it has like actual deadbolt here. Completely different system. None of these have much to do with the roundhouse lock. They just look similar, but they don't even feel the same. So hopefully this quick overview helps you understand the brand a little better. Currently I'm working on a video about this new Vastid coming out this very Friday, and by Saturday morning there'll be a video about it on my channel, so subscribe and hit notification bell. Then I'll go back to working on the video where I disassemble the knife and share with you all the intricacies of roundhouse lock, as well as a couple production issues that I discovered when I took it apart. Stay tuned.